So you got a puppy, and suddenly you've become a part-time detective, part-time janitor, part-time crisis manager. You're online searching for answers, and boom, you keep seeing this mysterious thing called the 10-10-10 rule. And let's be honest, you probably said the same thing everyone else does. Okay, but 10 what? And why isn't anyone explaining it the same way? You know that feeling when you're trying to follow a recipe online and every blogger has their own secret twist, and now your kitchen looks like a food crime scene? That's exactly what the puppy world has done to the 10-10-10 rule. Some people swear it's a potty technique. Others swear it's an all-day schedule. And there you are in the middle, wondering why you're trying so hard, yet still stepping into a wet surprise at 2 a.m. But listen, it's not you. The advice out there is genuinely confusing. So let's settle this today. Let's break this whole thing open, clean up the confusion, and finally make the 10-10-10 rule something that works for you instead of something that gives you anxiety. And while we're here, tell me in the comments, what was the first confusing puppy rule you ever saw online? I'm genuinely curious because some of them are wild. All right, deep breath. Let's talk about these two totally different definitions hiding behind the same name. The first one shows up everywhere, the potty version. And it's actually really smart when you understand it properly. Picture this. You take your puppy outside for a focused bathroom break, not a field trip, not a TikTok moment. You stay in this tiny little area outside, basically a potty bubble. And for about 10 minutes, you're giving them calm, boring supervision. Think of yourself as an unseasoned baked potato. That level of boring. And the reason you do that? Puppies get distracted by everything. Leaves, ants, air, their own shadow. So you're limiting all that chaos to help them focus long enough to actually pee. Then you reward them the second they finish, not 10 seconds later, not when you get back inside, not when you remember. The moment it happens, your enthusiasm should be borderline embarrassing, like my puppy just won a Grammy. Levels of excitement. Then there's the second version of the 10-10-10 rule, and this one is more like a lifestyle vibe. 10 minutes of training, 10 minutes of play, 10 minutes of rest. If the potty version is a precise tool, this version is like setting your day's rhythm so you don't end up with a toddler-sized tornado running loose in your house. Somehow, the internet took both of these and shoved them under one name. Like putting ketchup and strawberry jam in the same jar and calling it red sauce. And people wonder why you're confused. Tell me something. When you first heard about the 10-10-10 rule, which version did you think it was? Or were you just as confused as everyone else? Let's get practical for a moment, because the potty one is the backbone of your sanity. You know when your puppy goes outside and suddenly acts like they've forgotten what a bladder even is? Sniffing, spinning, sprinting? And then the moment you go inside, they're like, oh, now I remember. That's why the leash is your best friend during potty time. Even if you have a fenced yard, that leash keeps them in business mode instead of let's explore the meaning of life mode. Once they finish, boom, immediate celebration. Huge, dramatic, Oscar-worthy. Then you go inside and they get a few minutes of freedom because they earned it. If they don't go, you calmly bring them back inside, and it's short, quiet time before you try again. That simple rhythm prevents 99% of accidents. By the way, tell me in the comments, has your puppy ever pretended to be too busy to pee outside only to pee the second you went back indoors? Because if so, welcome to the club. Now let's zoom out, because potty breaks are only half the battle. Your whole day needs a rhythm, or your puppy is going to run your life like a tiny unhinged boss who hasn't had a nap. Wake up, immediate potty. Breakfast, then a potty. A little training or play? Yup, potty. Nap time? Definitely potty again after. Puppies are basically babies with fur. They crash hard, they wake up wild, and they absolutely rely on routine. Without structure, they become tiny agents of chaos. With structure, they become angels. And the naps? Oh, the naps. Puppies need so much sleep. Like you will think something is wrong levels of sleep. But overtired puppies? That's when the biting, zoomies, disobedience, and emotional breakdowns hit. And honestly, same. Tell me this. How many hours is your puppy sleeping right now? Do you feel like it's enough, or are they acting like a sleep-deprived college student during finals week? That brings us to your crate. I know the internet has mixed feelings about crates, but used properly, it's one of the best tools you'll ever have. It teaches them to hold their bladder, gives them a safe place to relax, and prevents the house from turning into an indoor excavation site. If an accident happens, and it will, please don't punish. They won't understand. Just clean it with an enzymatic cleaner so it fully removes the smell. Puppies live by their noses. If they smell pee in a spot, they'll think, perfect. This is the bathroom now. By the way, have you found a cleaner that actually works? Drop your recommendations because every puppy parent needs that secret weapon. Now let's wrap this up. What is the 10-10-10 rule for puppies? It's two things: a precise potty protocol and a balanced daily rhythm. And when you combine the two, you get a system that helps your puppy understand the world in a way that finally makes sense to them and makes your life 100 times easier. Most puppies take months to become fully reliable. And that's normal. They're learning human rules for a human house in a human world. It's like teaching a toddler calculus. It takes time, but you'll get there. Truly, before you go, tell me this in the comments. What has been the hardest part of potty training so far? The accidents? The schedule? The guessing? The sleepless nights? Let's talk because you're definitely not the only one. And if this helped, hit that like button. It helps more overwhelmed puppy parents find this video before their carpet files for a restraining order. Make sure you subscribe for more stress-free puppy guidance. Now, go be the calm, confident leader your puppy needs. You've absolutely got this.